The hotel room door clicked shut behind us. One bed, no couch. Maya set down her bag, rainwater still dripping from her auburn hair, and turned to face me with eyes that promised trouble. "So," she said, that dangerous smile playing at her lips, "what's your policy on boundaries?" Outside, the tropical storm raged against the windows. Inside, I could feel every carefully constructed wall I'd built starting to crack. "Negotiable," I heard myself say. Her smile widened. We both knew where this was heading. The airport had been chaos. My flight to Miami canceled. I'd slumped into a chair watching my escape plan dissolve, 3 months running from my ex, and now I was trapped. "Excuse me, you were on the Miami flight?" I looked up. The woman before me was stunning. Warm tan skin, masses of auburn hair, brown eyes that sparkled. She wore a sundress that clung from the rain. My mouth went dry. "Yeah," I managed. She sat beside me, close enough that I caught her scent. Citrus and something floral. "I'm Maya." Our handshake lasted too long. "Electric." "Riley," I said, my heart doing something complicated. An hour later, we stood at the information desk together. "Every hotel's booked," the clerk said. "Storm evacuations." Maya's hand brushed my arm. "Sparks. There has to be something." The clerk typed. "Blue Haven Inn has 1 room. King bed only. 30 minutes north." Maya looked at me, eyebrow raised. "Sharing a bed with this gorgeous stranger. Terrible idea." "We'll take it," I said. The rental car felt impossibly small. I drove through sheets of rain while Maya navigated, her knee pressed against mine. Each touch sent heat through me. "Tell me something true," Maya said quietly. "Something real." I gripped the wheel tighter. "I'm running from my ex." She cheated. "I've been traveling 3 months, never staying anywhere long enough to think." Maya was silent. "Then I'm running too, from a life that looked perfect but felt empty, from everyone who thinks they know what I need." Blue Haven Inn appeared through the rain, white wooden exterior, ocean views, intimate and isolated. The innkeeper handed us 1 key. "Storm's getting worse. You're lucky." We climbed to the 2nd floor. The room was tiny. The king bed dominated everything. Maya dropped her bag. Cozy. Her eyes met mine, heat in them. "I can take the floor," I offered weakly. She laughed. "We're adults. We can share a bed." The way she said it suggested she hoped we wouldn't just sleep. I unpacked camera equipment while Maya changed in the bathroom. She emerged in cotton shorts and a tank top. I forced myself to focus on my lens caps. Maya settled on her side of the bed with her laptop. "Blog editing," she explained. I reviewed photos on my camera. But I couldn't concentrate, couldn't think about anything except her 3 feet away. "You capture loneliness beautifully," she said, looking at my screen. "People in crowds, but separate." No one had ever seen that in my work before. The lights flickered. Once, twice, then darkness. "Well?" Maya's voice came from close by. "Atmospheric." I fumbled for my phone flashlight. Found candles in the bathroom. When I returned, Maya stood at the window. Stormlight illuminated her silhouette. "Roads are closing," she said. "We're truly stranded." I lit the candles. The flickering light made everything intimate, dangerous. She turned from the window. "There's something about you, Riley. Something that makes me want to break my rules." My breath caught. "What rules?" "I don't usually do this. Feel this aware of someone I just met." She moved closer. "But I can't stop thinking about touching you." The confession hung between us. I could play it safe, make a joke. Instead, "I've been thinking the same thing." Her eyes darkened. "Yeah, since the airport." Maya closed the distance between us. Her hand cupped my face. "Tell me if I'm reading this wrong." "You're not wrong," I whispered. She kissed me, soft at first, testing. Then deeper, urgent. I gasped against her mouth, hands finding her waist, pulling her closer. She tasted like possibility, like everything I'd been running from and toward. We stumbled backward. My legs hit the bed. We fell together, tangled, desperate. Her hands were everywhere in my hair, tracing my jaw, sliding under my shirt. "Maya," I breathed. "Don't think," she whispered against my neck. "Just feel." Clothes disappeared. Candlelight painted her skin gold. She was beautiful, confident, overwhelming. Her lips traced paths down my body that made me forget my name. I'd never felt this wanted, this alive. We moved together like we'd done this 1,000 times before, like we were meant to find each other in this storm. Hours blurred. The world outside ceased to exist. There was only us, this bed, this perfect, reckless moment. Morning light woke me. I was wrapped around Maya, her auburn hair spread across the pillow. Last night had been intense, overwhelming, perfect, and now terrifying. What had we done? Maya stirred, eyes opening. "Hey," she murmured, smile lazy and satisfied. "Hey." We lay there, the weight of reality settling in. "I should tell you something," Maya said quietly. "I'm not good at this part. The morning after, the feelings part. I usually leave before it gets complicated." "Me too," I admitted. We sat up, sheet pooling around us. Sunlight streamed through windows. The storm had passed. "So what do we do?" she asked. Vulnerability in her voice. My phone buzzed. Airport notification, flights resuming. Our time was ending. "I guess we go back to our lives," I said, hating the words. Maya nodded. Disappointment flickering across her face. We dressed in silence. The intimacy of last night feeling distant now, impossible. At the door, packed bags in hand, Maya paused. "Riley, last night meant something to me." My throat tightened. "To me too." She touched my face, gentle. "But we both know this can't go anywhere, right? We're both running, both broken." I wanted to argue, wanted to say we could make it work, but fear held my tongue. "Right," I whispered. She kissed me once more, soft, sad, final. Then she was gone. The rental car ride back to the airport felt hollow. I drove alone, Maya having taken an earlier shuttle. Every mile away from that hotel felt wrong. My phone sat in the cup holder. I'd been too afraid to ask for her number, too afraid of wanting something I couldn't have. At the airport, I boarded my Miami flight in a daze. Found my seat, stared out the window. A part of me hoped to see her in the terminal, but she was already gone. 3 weeks later, Miami. I'd rented a small apartment, started taking local photography jobs, but I couldn't stop thinking about her. Maya's laugh, her hands, the way she'd seen through me so easily. I was editing photos when my phone buzzed. Unknown number. The text made my heart stop. "Hi, it's Maya. I got your number from Blue Haven Inn. Hope that's not creepy. I'm in Miami. Hotel Blue. Room 4112. If you want to see where this goes." My hands shook. She'd come for me. Found me. I grabbed my keys. Didn't bother with a jacket. Drove across the city, breaking every speed limit. Hotel Blue was downtown, sleek and modern. I took the elevator to the 4th floor, heart hammering. Stood outside 412, terrified. Knocked. The door opened. Maya stood there, beautiful and nervous. "You came," she breathed. Of course I came. We stared at each other. Then she pulled me inside, door slamming shut. "I couldn't stop thinking about you," she whispered against my lips. I tried. God, I tried. Her hands tangled in my hair. "I quit my blog. Rented an apartment here. For 3 months at least." I pulled back, staring. "You moved here." "I told you I was running," Maya said. "But maybe I was running toward something. Toward you." "That's insane," I whispered. "Completely insane." I know. She kissed me again. But I'm done being afraid. Done running from things that matter. We fell into each other again. Different this time. Slower. Deeper. Not desperate strangers, but something more. Something real. Afterward, tangled in hotel sheets. She traced patterns on my skin. Is this crazy? She asked. Moving here for someone I barely know? Yes, I said honestly. But I love it. I stopped. Too soon for that word. She smiled like she heard it anyway. Stay tonight, she said. Tomorrow we'll figure out what this is. But tonight, just stay. Weeks turned into months. Maya's temporary apartment became our space. She started a new blog, more honest, more real. I showed her my Miami, the hidden corners I'd discovered while running. We learned each other slowly. Her morning coffee ritual, my need for silence while editing, the way she hummed while cooking, how I slept better with her beside me. We had our first fight about her travel schedule. My tendency to shut down, made up spectacularly. 6 months after that storm, we walked Miami Beach at sunset. Maya's hand in mine felt natural now. Normal. Remember when we were stranded? She asked. How could I forget? She stopped, turned to face me. I wasn't really running from anything. I was running toward something. Toward this. Toward you. My eyes burned. Maya, I love you, Riley. The words I'd been too afraid to say first. I love you too, I said, voice breaking. I think I have since that first night. She kissed me as the sun set over the ocean. So we're really doing this? She asked, building a life together? Taking the risk? I thought about the last year, running from my ex, running from pain, running until I crashed into Maya during a storm. Sometimes the best things happened when you stopped running. Yeah, I said. We're really doing this. The storm had brought us together, but we chose to stay, and that made all the difference.